What's up, you guys? If you're just getting started with running paid ads online, then your number one fear is probably losing money. And really, that makes a lot of sense because if you pick the wrong ad platform for your business, then you can burn through a lot of your budget without really having anything to show for it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly when you should use Google Ads and when you should use Facebook ads, which one is going to be right for you and your business. And I'm also going to show you which one I would personally use if I had a small budget to work with. So here's the really simple way to think about it. Google Ads captures existing demand, whereas Facebook ads generates new demand. And once you understand that, running online ads becomes way easier, and you're always going to know which ad platform to use based on where you're at. Okay, let's start with Facebook ads. And when I say Facebook ads, I also mean Instagram ads because they're both the same company, same platform. So when I say Facebook ads, that also means Instagram ads. Facebook ads are really good at getting your product or service in front of a lot of people very cheaply because their whole entire platform is built around discovery. People are scrolling through their feed, they're interested in a bunch of random topics, and then they see an ad that gets them to stop the scroll and click over to the website or take a look at whatever product it is. So the big advantage for Facebook and Instagram ads is your cost. You have something which is called a CPM, which is an abbreviation for cost per mile, and that's your cost to reach 1,000 people on the platform. So this is a lot lower than Google Ads, but you can usually get a lot more eyeballs on your content or your ads or your creative for a lot lower of a budget. But there is a trade-off. People on Facebook and Instagram that are just scrolling along, they're not actively searching for a solution to a pain point that they have, or they're searching for a kind of product that they want in a specific moment in time. They're really just mindlessly scrolling on the platform right then. So as a result, you're not going to convert a lot of those users that are clicking on your ads. You have to keep in mind the type of mindset someone has when they're just scrolling on social media, which is they just want to waste time. They just want to browse different topics that might be fun to them. They're not really looking to buy something right at that point in time. So because of that, one thing that you really have to have on Facebook and Instagram is very strong creative. And that means good images, good videos, strong copywriting skills. That could be a really strong hook in your ad that can cause people to stop the scroll and click over to your website. Those things have to be very strong, or else your Facebook ads or Instagram ads are going to fail quickly. But with all of this in mind, Facebook ads work the best when you're bringing a brand new product to the market, something that people haven't really heard of yet. Maybe it's something that's really specific, like supplements for your dog, or maybe you're a niche brand of clothing. Someone just hasn't really heard of your type of product or the industry that you're in. That's going to be a situation where you're going to want to generate your demand through Facebook ads or Instagram ads, because remember, it's a discovery based platform and people are on that platform to discover new content or new products and services. To put it simply, generating demand just allows you to introduce people to something that's new. Now let's talk about Google Ads. Google Ads are a lot more intent focused, and Google is a platform where people are actively searching for solutions to pain points that they might have. And that really changes the game for your online advertising strategy. So let's take a really practical example. If somebody wakes up with a leaking pipe, they're not scrolling on Instagram and going to that platform for solutions on what to do about it. They instead go to Google and search up, how do I fix a leaky pipe? How can I get a plumber to my house right away? And for that reason, Google Ads typically has the highest conversion rate because you don't really have to sell people on your services as much. if someone already knows that they need a plumber right away, then you don't really have to convince them that they need a plumber. They already know it. And so they go to Google just to find the best one because they're already sold on the fact that, yes, they do need a plumber. In other words, you're already reaching that most bottom of the marketing funnel type of person, or the person who's already most likely to buy. Now, because of that, your competition is going to be a lot higher. If your best audience is going to be on Google actively searching for services that they know that they need, then that's going to be a much more qualified kind of user, and your competition among other advertisers is going to be a lot higher because of that. Another one of the really big advantages with Google Ads specifically over Facebook is that you don't really need a lot of creative, and that just means videos or images or things like that. All you really need is some really strong copywriting skills to convince people to stop what they're doing on the first search page of the Google results, click your ad, and go to your website. So that's one of the huge advantages because you don't have to do a photo shoot. You don't have to shoot videos for anything that would look good on a social media feed. The number one thing that you really have to have for Google specifically is really strong targeting, good keywords, and also good copywriting. So to give you some really practical examples about who Google Ads would work best for, these are going to be business types like plumbers or electricians or lawyers or dentists. Maybe roofing companies could be in there too. And the reason that is because people already know those types of companies exist and they're already actively searching for those. In other words, you're capturing that existing demand. You're not trying to generate new demand. And that's really where Google plays a good role. So that brings us to the question, which is what platform should you use specifically? If you're somebody who's spending under $5,000 per month, my recommendation is just to stick to one platform and do it really well. So if your business solves a problem that people are already searching for, people already know they need a solution for it, then start with Google Ads. But if you are a brand new business and you need attention and awareness, or you're bringing something new to the market, then start with Facebook ads. So again, Google captures existing demand and then Facebook generates new demand. That's the most simple way to think about it. Now, another question is, can you run both of these platforms together? And definitely, the answer is yes. But if you have a budget that's under about $5,000, the best way to approach this is decide your ad platform based off of those questions and that framework that I gave you. Decide on the one platform that's going to be right for your business, especially to start. Learn that ad platform really well, learn it deeply, so that way you can get really good results first. And then after you've scaled to $5,000 or so in spend at a profit per month, then you can add in that second platform. One thing that's really cool about what happens when you start adding another platform and both are spending at a profit, you're actually going to see your what's called a cost per acquisition, or CPA, start to lower across both platforms because you're adding more marketing touch points across the same user journey. So for instance, if you were spending $5K a month on Facebook ads and you were getting new customers in for $30, maybe the addition of Google ads can bring that down to $22 or $23. That's something that's really cool about running two platforms at the same time. But with that said, if you're still spending less than $5K a month, the best thing to do is just to pick one platform and learn it very well. Okay, that's it, guys. That's all I really had for this video. If you have any questions or comments or anything about that, leave them down in the comment section below and I can answer your questions. But the main thing you want to really consider and think about when you're picking your ad platform is, do I need to capture existing purchase intent, or do I need to generate demand? And if you need to generate demand, then Facebook ads is going to be the platform you're going to want to use. If you're capturing existing demand, then Google ads will be your main platform that you'll want to focus on. So that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one.